there was a supernatural arc to it.
At first,
I just had this feeling going into it that that's what was.
Yeah, I didn't read up too much on it because I didn't want any spoilers or anything.
I've never even read anything that gave me the impression that it was a supernatural story arc so much as the cover of the movie is the Scarecrow pointing the pitchfork at you.
Yeah, but I didn't know it'd be like a spirit or a dead person.
Okay, you thought maybe it was...
It was another human getting revenge for Bubba.
That's upon watching the film and learning that the only people in the world who care about Bubba are his mother and the little girl, and then after the trial, that lawyer...
Yeah, the lawyer, but I don't think... Why would a lawyer just deviate from his life to get revenge because he lost a case? I don't know any lawyers.
It's the biggest case of my life!
And I lost, so I'm going to fucking dress up as a scarecrow.
So yeah, fitting end for...
Here's the ending. Here's a spoiler if you don't want to...
We just gave the ending away.
No.
Oh.
When she hands him... So the girl sees the whole thing happen.
Little girl, yeah.
She walks up to the Scarecrow still on the post.
No, the Scarecrow gets off the post and walks to her.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, she's hiding in the corn.
Oh, yeah, because that has that scene, that really cool scene of a really fucking
steady cam
through the cornfield, and it looks...
And then it hands her the flower.
Yeah, that's right. Then I'm like, so his fucking... He possessed... What'd you say it was?
It's just a manifestation of his spirit vengeance or whatever.
Yeah.
I just ripped that off of Ghost Rider, though. Spirit of Vengeance. I mean, that's Ghost Rider.
Yeah. That's pretty much...
Pen and stare, motherfucker.
That's what this was. But,
yeah, it has a lot in common with... I feel like Pumpkinhead was heavily inspired by this film and a lot of the other supernatural revenge films that followed it.
Mm-hmm.
But Pumpkinhead especially because of the setting and...
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get down to it, supernatural scarecrows, you go Scarecrows.
Scarecrows, yeah. Scarecrows is an interesting film. You don't get a horror action mashup too often because usually it's stupid, especially modern horror action shit like Blade and Underworld and Daybreakers and all that awful, awful crap.
Well, this is just military guys, though.
Yeah, but I would still consider it a horror action movie. There's a lot of gunplay and... I think there's even a knife fight maybe in Scarecrows.
Yeah, but against the Scarecrow though. So it's not like they're doing action against other humans.
No, but would you consider Dog Soldiers to be horror action?
Not so much action, it's just their occupation is action.
I don't know. Once you involve tough guys with machine guns that do karate against each other, it kind of becomes an action
film. There's no karate in Dog Soldiers.
Maybe not in Dog Soldiers, but
whatever you're talking about.
I'm almost sure that there's a man-on-man knife fight in Scarecrows or something.
Oh, yeah. There's
one of them betrays the rest of the group. And
but it's not... That's not Michael Dudikoff fucking karate.
No, it's not like fucking Steven Seagal and Tommy Lee Jones in Under Siege or anything. But
no. Scarecrows is worth a watch too. Also,
yeah, Scarecrows is rad.
But there is some audio gripes I have about that movie because the post
the
walkie-talkie and all that shit. It sounds crystal clear. It doesn't sound like an actual walkie-talkie and stuff like that. The most effective, when I was a kid, when I watched that, there's a green light or something. He's looking around in the beginning, it's in the cornfields, and it shows the fucking Scarecrow close up, and he's like, ah. You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't see Scarecrows until it came out on DVD.
Oh, I rented it from VHS when I was a kid. Valley Video, Mount Morris, nigga.
I never went there. I was my parents would never really take me anywhere, so I had to rely on places that were close to the school and my babysitter where I walked to get stuff. And I would occasionally, if I was staying the night at Kemp's house, that was how I saw a lot of movies because his mom would actually take us to rent movies and shit.
Yeah.
My annual birthday tradition was to stay the night at my aunt's house and rent horror movies and eat Chinese food.
Nice.
And I did that from when I was 8 or 9 till when I was 15 or 16.
I lucked out growing up. My mom didn't, or my grandma didn't give a shit what I watched. Ever.
I did not have that benefit whatsoever.
And who turned out more sinister? the closeted one. See, you get that shit out of your system when you see it as a kid. You don't really fixate it on it because it's not taboo.
No, I remember my parents' rule for a long time was that I couldn't rent R-rated movies. So my loophole for that was oh, well, here's this Dawn of the Dead, it's unrated.
They didn't know it was unrated was a bad thing.
Yeah, and then
That's funny.
we get it home and the intro scene of them at the income-based housing complex at the projects.
Yeah, while they're
blowing people's heads off.
While the broadcast is going and stuff. Yeah.
Let's talk about Tom Savini, though. That body.
70-year-old body posts on Facebook or Instagram or some social media
it's
site.
absurd.
It's way better than ours.
Yeah,
like,
no 70-year-old man should look that way.
Put together, it's better. But we shouldn't put ours together because it's even worse. It's more mass.
Now that would be a podcast.
No. We're not putting our
You'll
bodies
listen to where Ken and Randy put their bodies together.
in some Society 1989 movie.
Society. That's a new... we should do a body horror episode.
Yeah, that would definitely be on there.
So this movie is really good. It's really effective. All the acting is great. It feels genuine. All of the characters feel genuine.
Yeah, every single character has their own little niche and emotion, and it's portrayed.
Coming from an area that's not too far removed from a weird hickey farm town like that. I've known a lot of people like that. Everyone did a pretty good job playing their part.
I'm still just shocked that I haven't ever. I wasn't conscious as a kid in 1981. I was alive, but there's no way I could. My mom would let me watch it. I was too young anyway, so I wouldn't have comprehended anything. But if I was maybe 15 at the time and that came on, I know me and all my friends would watch it. We would have been.
Yeah, totally.
Back then, you didn't have on demand, so they would replay it. I'm sure it was replayed a couple times. And
do you remember Mr. Boogedy?
No.
From when we were kids?
Uh-uh.
It was a made-for-TV, it was more cutesy and family-oriented, but there was some really cool imagery, footprints that go from, the floor up the wall, glow-in-the-dark green footprints. And yeah. That was probably one of the last cool made-for-TV horror things, I guess.
Was that late 80s?
It was mid to late 80s. It was probably 87, I guess. But I would give this movie, jeez.
There's your delayed thing. I'm adding crickets right there.
I'd give it a 7.75.
Oh, wow. I'm close to a 9.
Yeah?
Yeah, because what you had to work with in censorship and everything and how effective it was. And for me, I was guessing the whole time, too. It wasn't edge of my seat type of movie or anything like that, or I was actually scared at any, even if I was a kid, I wouldn't have been, horrified. It's not that type of movie. But just the way it was put together, like I said, they don't make movies like that anymore. And if you do, it's just a nod to your...
Right, yeah. Your influences.
Your influences. And that's the way it is on every movie back then, though. It's not just this movie, but especially making this and then putting it on TV. And then having a cult following on top of that, it's rightfully so, I would say, is because it was one of the last of its kind.
Yeah, it's, one of the reasons that I scored it a little bit lower than I wanted to is it is just kind of a section of Straw Dogs taken out and then with a horror revenge twist,
Yeah.
The David Warner character in Straw Dogs, the retard guy that kills the girl, and
wasn't Straw Dogs a red herring type of thing though?
No, he actually, I think he actually did legitimately kill that girl, but it was an accident. He suffocated her because he was trying to keep her quiet.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Well, David Warner's playing with this little girl, and he's legitimately someone that you don't want playing with your little kids, and the townspeople are looking for him or something, and he hears them coming, so he covers her mouth so that she'll be quiet and accidentally smothers her or something.
Isn't there a Pacino or a De Niro movie called Straw Dogs?
No, that's Hoffman.
It's Hoffman?
Yeah.
And that's the movie you're talking about? Okay, all right, yeah.
The other plot of that film is that Hoffman and his wife are their marriage is falling apart, and they go out into the sticks to try to rekindle things or something, and he's working on this house, and it's somewhere that she used to live, and her ex-lover is working on the house, and she starts to flirt with them and fuck around with them under like Hoffman's nose and in front of him to like fuck with him and stuff. And it's a weird movie.
It's not Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, which we're talking about, but I'm just gonna give it a 9. It's hard to find too. I mean, it's not hard. It's easy to find, but
it's out of print. You're gonna pay $20 for it probably.
Well, when I was sitting at the diner, I messaged you guys that I found it, and you're like, "Isn't that expensive?" And I was like, "I got mine for like 19 on eBay."
Yeah.
But any other like streaming sites, I have the Kodi app, and it was just a straight VHS rip. So like I didn't want to watch the movie like that.
The Blu-ray looked really nice.
Yeah, it did. It's a.
Did Dark Sky put that out?
I don't. Scream Factory.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
It must have been one of their like first releases then.
I'd have to check
because it's been out for a while.
On that. I think it was though, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. I just thought
I kind of wish I would have bought it now when it came out.
The Scarecrow theme is there, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean you don't really you see the Scarecrow like show up at the son-in-law guy's property and then at the Bride of Reanimator guy's property, but then you don't see it again until the very end when Brother Where Art Thou runs into his pitchfork.
There's no Scarecrow action whatsoever.
No, not. You don't get to see cool like creepy Scarecrow lurking in the shadows or anything.
Which actually I'm glad.
But that's one of the first rules of monster movies is that you don't overshow the monster, you know? I mean, you don't see Jaws, you don't see Hannibal Lecter, you don't see...
You see Jaws.
You do, but not a lot.
No, but you don't see Scarecrow at all in this.
I suppose not.
So I'm kind of glad that I didn't go that route a little bit.
Because it would have given it more of like
the completely
cheesy slasher film.
Yeah, the supernatural zombie something going on or whatever, but it's just like his spirit is taking form into certain things to hurt people. I'm glad it went that way because I didn't know which way it was going to go. And
this movie works though. I mean, and I'm like a big gore hound, and there's like it's mostly bloodless except for when they
shoot Bubba.
Yeah, when they shoot Bubba and when dude gets impaled on the pitchfork at the end, it's like totally bloodless.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it still keeps my attention and it works and there's some...
I mean, compared to the stuff that I watch now, it's like almost a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, they're not relying on jump scares and
no jump scares,
loud codas in the music.
It's all tension. It's like...
it builds good tension.
Yeah,
that scene in the barn with the wood chipper and all that, that's a very cool, tense scene. So 7.75 and 9 between the two of us.
And if there's anything else you want to plug, Lonesome Undertaker. It's not a wrestling name at all. It's his Twitter handle.
It's my Instagram
handle. What's your Twitter one?
I don't have a Twitter.
I thought you did eventually.
No, I didn't make a Twitter. I just made the Instagram.
Oh, mine is Kenneth Ryan. Instead of E's, they're 3's. But I can't log in right now. I tried to log in. I can't.
I forgot my password.
I didn't forget the password. They want some security thing and the phone number that I opened the account with. And that was years ago. So
you can check us out on Facebook, the Horror Drunks. You can check us out on Instagram at the Horror Drunks Podcast. If you
have any questions, ask Scott.
Scott's the tech guy.
He
does all the web shit.
Yep. And
gotta get the effects turned on.
Hold on. I mean, we do. There's only 2 dudes, so we just gotta sync with each other. 1, 2, and we'll see you
in hell.